Hello there, I'm Ryan Chan, CEO and founder of UpKeep. In today's video, we're going to talk about something that every effective leader needs to understand: generational differences in the workplace and the power of positive reinforcement. We'll walk you through various generations and their unique work ethics and how understanding this can transform your leadership style. Plus, I'll share with you my personal experiences climbing the corporate ladder and how positive behavior reinforcement drastically improved workplace safety and morale in one of my past companies. So let's jump right in and start learning how to be the best leader we can be. Throughout my career, I've always aimed to be the best leader I could be. I've learned from the successes and failures of others, and I've always tried to treat people the way I would like to be treated. But let me take you back to the start of my career, when I was accepted into a maintenance apprenticeship program. I quickly learned about workplace hazing and the importance of relationships, as well as technical skills. As I climbed the career ladder, I encountered a fair share of poor leaders. I'm sure you've met some too. One of them would often say, "You don't come to work to make friends." But I didn't go to work to make enemies either. That's not teamwork, and that's not how a successful leader operates. If you're working in a toxic environment, it's time to move on. Now let's talk about how different generations approach work. When I was a young leader, I watched a training video called "You Are Where You Were When." It taught me that the era in which someone is born greatly affects their work ethic and attitude. For instance, the GI generation, born between 1900 to 1925, lived through the Great Depression and always wanted to work overtime. Traditionalists, born between 1926 to 1945, respected rules and valued tradition. Baby boomers, born between 1946 to 1964, were optimistic, competitive, and valued strong personal networks. And Generation X, born between 1964 to 1979, desired flexibility, technology, and work-life balance. But what about the younger generations, like Millennials and Generation Z? Well, Millennials, born between 1980 to the late 90s, are digital natives who care less about personal relationships and are less loyal. Generation Z, born in the late 90s to the 2010s, are even more digitally inclined, have a short attention span, and can sometimes be disrespectful. So why am I telling you all this? Because understanding these generational differences is crucial to effective leadership. As I began working with Millennials and Generation Z, I had to adjust my leadership style to suit their unique needs and values. Now let's talk about the need for change. I realized that the fear and intimidation tactics that were once common in workplaces were no longer effective. Instead, I decided to focus on positive behavior reinforcement, a strategy that works well for any generation. When I moved on to a company that valued positivity, I noticed a highly engaged workforce. Everyone knew how their daily contribution at work connected to the customer. The takeaway here is that positive feedback strengthens good behaviors and promotes improvement, while negative feedback often leads to misunderstanding and hostility. A leader who uses positive feedback makes people feel like they want to contribute rather than feeling like they have to. This is a key point of team building. Over time, team members who feel left out will work to be accepted by the rest of the group, creating a positive cycle of improvement. Positive reinforcement isn't just good for morale, it's also great for safety. One of my employers achieved a 97% reduction in OSHA recordable accidents over 20 years by implementing a system for positive reinforcement. This shows that feedback can change behaviors and reduce risk-taking at work. Remember, positive feedback doesn't always have to be verbal. It could be a thumbs up or a note on a KPI information board. The important thing is to make your team members feel successful at work. But here's the catch. Changing behaviors and maintaining those changes is a never-ending process. It's not a one-time thing. It's something you should do each day, all day long. It's an investment in your people and your team. It should be your culture. It should be your style. So let's make positive reinforcement a priority in our workplaces. Let's be the leaders our teams deserve. Thank you for joining us today. We've covered generational differences in the workplace and the power of positive reinforcement. Remember, understanding your team's unique needs and values and providing positive feedback are key to becoming an effective leader. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. For more resources and tools to help your maintenance and operations teams be more successful, visit us at upkeep.com. Keep learning, keep growing, and let's be the leaders our teams deserve.